It's Cetitan time. Time to use Cetitan in OU. I'm testing out a set today. I'm testing out this entire team. Haven't played it at all, but we're going to see how it goes. The first thing I notice about my team is that I only have one Pokemon with a gender. That's sort of interesting. Not usually a thing that happens. Anyway, looking at my opponent's team, what do we notice about my opponent's team? So they do have the Garganackle, which will be sort of an issue. I definitely want to weaken that. And they don't have any of the quartet in their team, which I guess is fine by me. But that is what we're running the Cetitan for, is the quartet, specifically Chi and Chen Pao, and we'll see why later. But right now, one thing we definitely have to watch out for is their opposing Dragapult. I don't really have anything on my team that's good for it. Finally, they do have Glamora, and my Great Tusk can turn into a flying type against it. And maybe that is what I want to do, actually, now that I look at it. Let's Rapid Spin here. I'm actually going to Terra Flying right away. Reason is I don't want them to kill my Great Tusk. In the end, it didn't actually help out, but they have no ground type switch-ins. Losing my fighting type isn't the end of the world, because now I don't take super effective damage from Moonblast. I'm actually going to knock you off here, as I end up living that, which is fantastic. They were wise glasses, not choice specs. That made a difference. I'm gonna go into my Cetitan, my Snowball. I can live that easily. I'm just gonna go for Ice Shard here. They can predict that or not, I don't care. That's fine. We're a Assault Vest. We can live any hit that Dragapult went for. And now that the Dragapult is gone, the only thing that should outspeed me at all would be Iron Valiant. Here I'm going to go into my Rotom, I think, and just start throwing off any move that I feel like I can go for. Purifying Salt means I can't status them at all, so Discharge, no reason to go for it, except for Hydro Pump is I don't know. I'm gonna spam Discharge. Go for Hydro Pump. I guess the reason I want to go for Discharge over Hydro Pump in most situations is because I want to do as much damage as possible. And if I go for the Hydro Pump and miss, then I get 0 damage off. The Hydro Pump is doing a passable amount of damage. I'm going to Volt Switch here. I predict them to probably want to go for the Recover this turn. It's a pretty free Recover. And I can get into Chi-Yu. And I can go for the Dark Pulse. They actually don't go for the Recover there, which is really surprising. So they actually end up being pretty low. And even without the choice specs, I can still kill them. So that's fantastic for me that they didn't click Recover there. They definitely should have. So now at this point, I don't want to stay in. I'm going to go with Great Tusk. Great Tusk isn't doing too much. It's super low, but if they go for Earthquake, I'm immune to that. And I can click Rapid Spin if I want, but I don't see any reason why I shouldn't just click Earthquake and get rid of their Clodsire if I can. And it turns out I actually get the best of both worlds because I almost killed them, but not quite. So that's fantastic. At this point, I think I want to go back into Chi-Yu, maybe. Or maybe not. I think I'll go into my Cetitan here, because I don't really need it at all. And I should just be able to spam my spinner at this point. Okay. They go for Low Kick, that's fine. As they are Black Sludge, which means I'm actually going to go into Roaring Moon, because I don't want them tricking me. And I can avoid the trick with that. And then finally, I'm going to go for Scale Shot here, because that'll give me the speed boost. And if they are Quark Drive, then they still will outspeed me. But if they are not Quark Drive, then I will outspeed them. Let's find out what they got. They are Speed Boost Quark Drive. I can Iron Head here. If they are... No, if they're Modest or Adamant, then they wouldn't get the Speed Boost. So they definitely are Jolly. Okay, that's fine. What do we think here? What do we think here, boys? Go for Discharge or go for Will-O-Wisp? Let's do some quick calcs. Okay. So I got my Chi-Yu here versus Iron Valiant. 252, close combat is definitely going to kill, right? Yeah. So even if it's burned, it does 94 to 111. So that'll still kill almost certainly. Against Dragapult, if it is burned, Spirit Break does not kill. I'm going to go for Will-O-Wisp. As we do live because we're bold max, or almost max. And I can just Volt Switch here. And with the Will-O-Wisp burn, knockoff actually... Well, knockoff isn't stab, right? Knockoff, yeah, should deal less because it's not stab. So I can go into Dragapult here, and we can just click Shadow Ball, and that should win us the game. Barring something that I'm not foreseeing. Because Spirit Break, knockoff, yeah, that doesn't kill because they're burned. Woo! So that was a close game. In the end, we definitely are weak to fairy types, and that was one thing I noticed when I was building this team. I said, look at my team, look at fairy types. And then I said, well, there aren't really any good offensive fairy types in the tier currently, and somehow I keep forgetting that Iron Valiant is a fairy type. So that's good. We win that game. Yeah. So it's a very offensive-paced game, or offensive-paced team, but there are a couple of more defensive Pokemon. So we've got the Great Tusk, which is more defensive. We've got the Rotom, which is full defense. And then we've got this Assaultfist, Cetitan. Okay. Oh, good. My opponent just forfeited. I'll take those points. So despite it being a defensive backbone of these three Pokemon, they're all sort of offensively based, or they get offensive momentum when they need it. All right, we're facing another Iron Valiant. That's a bit of an issue. And then we have a Chien-Pao the first time. Now in theory, Cetitan's supposed to beat Chien-Pao if you do the calcs. That's how it works. So we'll see if that comes to pass. Now finally, let's just lead off with Dragapult, I think. We don't care about first impression here. And I can just click Shadow Ball here. Hopefully my opponent decides to go into Iron Valiant. Although actually, if they do go into Iron Valiant... Alright, Haxorus. I'm guessing that they're choice banded, probably. But let's go with this instead. Alright, Life Orb is the same difference. First impression isn't going to do anything to me. Okay, but Shadow Ball is not going to kill. Draco Meteor is the only thing that kills. So we're going to do that just to be safe, right? We don't know how my opponent's going to play. So let's just do that. And then I'm going to go into my... Rotom. Well, I need my Rotom. Technically, what I don't need is my Snowball. And they probably are going to go for Moonblast there. That's fine. And then I can go back into the Dragapult if I really want to on the fighting move. And I sort of do want to, you know? Let's actually end up going Dondozo, which was a good play on their part. If I had Belly Drummed there, or whatever, and they could be choice specs, I'm not sure, then going into their unaware Dondozo is a good play. So I'm just going to click Shadow Ball here. Dondozo is a physically defensive Pokemon, so won't appreciate this, and Great Tusk does not either. So they don't really have a good Ghost switch-in, because Chien-Pao, despite being a resist, is not a good switch-in to Specs Dragapult. So that ends up working out for us. Now, if this is choice Scarf damage, then that's something different. Let's actually check that out. Iron Valiant against my Cetitan with Moonblast. Moonblast, 252 Spatak. How much did they do with the Moonblast? They did 21%. All right. So if you are modest, for instance, then that would be the range you would do. If you would choice specs, but you were timid, then you still can't get that range. So we know that they're not choice specs. So they're probably modest choice scarf, if I had to guess. So we don't want to go for that again. Once again, I don't really need this. It is good though for the Haxorus in case I need to ice shard it in the end game. I'll still go into it as they go for Shadow Ball there. An interesting play there. I don't have a fairy type switch in, so I don't know why you would go for a weaker move like that. I'm going to play rough here in case they decide to predict me to switch, as they are not. Oh no, sorry, I went for Shadow Ball. They went for Moonblast again. Yeah, good. Good. Fantastic. So we got rid of their Choice Scarf Pokemon. If they were Choice Scarf. They did 19% that time. I don't know how that works. Okay, so in theory, I should live this. Let's just double check the calc here. So it's a Titan versus Chen Pao. Chen Pao. We give it 252. Adamant Nature. Choice Band. Now, one thing to note is that right now, Sword of Ruin doesn't work. So if you go to Sword of Ruin, and we give it Sacred Sword, which is what you'd go for here, Sacred Sword, it does that much damage to my Cetitan, right? If I change my ability to something else, like Swift Swim, it doesn't change the amount of damage. So that's telling me that Sword of Ruin isn't currently coded properly into Calculator. So I have to take that into account. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a defense drop here. Now, -1 defense, that tells me... Well, in theory, that should tell me how much a Sacred Sword does. Let me just double check something. Okay. Oh no, I guess because Sacred Sword bypasses defense boosts, it also bypasses defense drops. Is that true? Gonna have to look into that. Look into that after this video. In any case, with a -1 defense drop, that tells us how much Sword of Ruin is going to do. Now, we can see here it does a lot. But if I Terra into Fairy, which is at the bottom of the list, then all of a sudden it does nothing. Right, that is nothing. Oh, snap. I timed out. No! Dang it. Alright, well, that's my fault. We were doing so well too. So I got to talking too much. Okay. Well, we got this person here. It's their Rex run. Let's see if we can ruin this account before it gets started. Or if they will win. Who knows? Gonna lead off with a Roaring Moon here. In case they want to lead off with Masquerain. Looks like they're just running some Webs offense here. They don't have any Chen powered Chiyu. But now at this point, I've shown you guys, you've seen what it does. And we can just forget that I timed out against a team I was definitely going to beat. Alright, now we're going to Scale Shot here. And we are loaded dice. But they are Intimidate as well. So they actually end up living that. Which is unfortunate. We'll just crunch here. They do have Golden Go. So actually go Earthworm. Okay. I want to go for Dragon Dance actually. Actually Dragon Dance isn't really that good of a move. I'm just going to crunch again. As they go in Iron Defense, actually. That's a little bit of surprise. Okay, let's go into the Rotom on this. As they go for another Iron Defense. And now I can just click the Hydro Pump. I don't really know why Earthworm would want to stay in like that. But that works fine for me. As they go for Body Press, probably, yeah, that's what that is. Just gonna Volt Switch here into my Dragapult. Okay. As they go for Body Press again. And they have no Ghost immunity. So let's just Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball will kill this. It'll kill the Masquerain, which is probably what they should sack. It'll kill their Golden Go almost certainly. Dragonite, we want to break their multi-scale for sure. They don't have any good switch-ins to this. And I might outspeed the Great Tusk even if they're... even if they're offensive. They could be Adamant, for instance, right? And then I'd outspeed them. Okay, I could be Clear Body on this. Clear Body is definitely not a bad option, but Infiltrator is just such a good ability. Yeah, I'm still sort of messed up about that last game. I definitely had that one in the bag easily, but then I didn't click the move, I just talked about it. Alright, guy. What's your game plan here? It's interesting to see an Iron Defense Body Press Earthworm here instead of what you normally see, which is Shed Tail. And I don't think this one can even Shed Tail at all. First of all, it can't do that at this time anyway because I'm going to kill it if it stays in. But it's at exactly 50%, and because it shows yellow here, that must mean that it's not actually above 50%, so it'll probably not be able to Shed Tail. So they just sack it, and that's fine. And then they can go into their Jolly Great Tusk, or they can go into their Golden Go, which should outspeed, or their own Dragapult works too. I'm going to go into my Snowball here. I don't need it really for anything else. And now I'm going to go for the... I'm going to go into my Roaring Moon. As they do go Golden Go, yeah. As I thought they would. Okay. And I'll just crunch here. Don't want them to stay in and try to do anything fancy. They should go Great Tusk always. They have Dazzling Gleam on their Golden Go. Who saw that one coming? Didn't have that one on my bingo card. Alright, I'm going to go into Chi-Yu now. We got Heavy Duty Boots, so we will outspeed them. And I can just throw off a Lava Plume. They don't have anything that wants to switch into a fire move, except for maybe Dragonite or I guess Dragapult. And because I'm Lava Plume, I have a chance of getting a burn. I don't, unfortunately, get the burn. But that is what it is. They're going to go Snowball again here. And I can go for the Superpower. Superpower because if they decided to Terra Normal that turn. Alright, well they got me there. Okay. Dragapult at plus, Dragonite at +2. How does that work? Dragonite, let's say it's defensive Dragon Dance because they have leftovers. And I go for, I should have just Ice Sharded. It's been unfortunate I didn't do that. Rotom Wash, +2 attack. And Extreme Speed. Be nice when they finally get these calced in. That's 50%. And then against my Dragapult, Earthquake does not kill. That's only if it's defensive. If it's offensive, it just kills. Let's go into my Great Tusk. The Great Tusk can get off the Rapid Spin, which I think might be useful. I am Rocky Helmet. And now I'll just click the knockoff first. Yeah. Okay. So maybe clicking Earthquake twice there might have been a smarter play just because I would have done more damage then. And then after this we have to go Dragapult and hope I live. I will just click the Flamethrower here, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, man. I'm still on tilt after that last game. Yeah, but this game is basically over at this point. I don't think there's really a way for me to win. As they go for Roost. If I get the burn, that'll be fine, but Okay, Dragapult there. I'm gonna just go into my Rotom here, sack it. Now I will go into my Dragapult again and click Shadow Ball. And we have to risk the speed tie, and we win the speed tie. So now we get to go into Chi-Yu. And we click the Overheat. Okay. Let's see. Flamethrower, Flamethrower, Flamethrower. Sort of have to go for Flamethrower, don't I? Because it kills it hits everything. Okay, they can go into Masquerain. I don't know why they bothered doing that. Didn't really help them at all. So Choice Specs Flamethrower probably doesn't even kill Golden Go, if anything. But they also don't know what Terra type I am. If, for instance, I were Fire type, Terra type, then that would be something. Not really sure why they switched out the Dragonite when they were +2. Really, if anything, I feel like they should have just attacked me. But yeah, I don't get a crit or anything, and they just win the game. That's fine. Alright, let's hopefully do better in the next game. Okay, I think this is a game I can probably win. Got a Braviary, which is interesting. They actually have an Abomasnow, which is funny because that'll actually, while I don't Terra, that'll boost my Snowball's defense. So right off the bat, one thing we do notice is that they do have a Iron Valiant, which is a problem. I'm going to click the Flamethrower here, and they die. Good. I'll take that. We go Cyril Edge. I'm going to go... Snowball doesn't beat this 1v1. I'm going to go into Roaring Moon, as this should, in theory, beat it. 1v1. Let's Scale Shot up first, as I actually get a crit, and they are weak armor. So that's actually working against them because they died as a result. They would have eaten that a lot better if they had been the other ability. Okay, once again, we got a Cyril Edge, or an Iron Valiant. That's a bit of an issue. We go into our Snowball. We're actually going to be more tanky this turn. I'm going to go for the Play Rough. Nah, Ice Spinner is better, as I lived that miraculously. I think I might have lived that better if I had resisted it instead. But what are you gonna do? Okay, Ice Shard here, just for the chip. And then we go into the Rotom, and we click Discharge. They Drain Punch. Okay. I'll go Great Tusk. Great Tusk is probably tankier. And now I will Terra Flying and Earthquake here. I think that's better overall. Okay. Terra Flying means that we're not going to take Super Effective from Spare Break, and if they Drain Punched again, then that's fine. Woo! Okay, we go into the Rotom here, because we're defensive and we beat this typing wise. And I can just spam Discharge. Discharge is good for this, and now they get their Acrobatics boost, I guess, for whatever that's worth. And it's super effective against Toxapex. Golden Go is immune to status moves, but is not immune to getting parried, so it can't really switch in. I'm going to save this though, and I'm going to go into my Chi-Yu, because I don't need Chi-Yu for the Toxapex necessarily. A Nasty Plot up here, as they miss a Focus Blast. That is unfortunate for them, but I don't know if that was going to change the outcome of the game. Now we can just go for another Dark Pulse here, and that should wrap it up. Alright, let's get another game, as they end up living that somehow. Okay, there we go, that's the game. Okay, so now we're facing off against a very odd team. Whatever. There we go. Very odd team. They got the Chi-Yu, so hopefully Cetitan can put in some work there. They got the Garchomp, but then they've got all of this nonsense in the front. I'm going to lead off with Great Tusk, as they lead off with Garchomp. So I'm going to go into my Rotom on that. And I'm going to click the Hydro Pump first and foremost, in case they decide to go Espeon on this. I don't want to Will-O-Wisp myself, and Hydro Pump will do a decent chunk. It'll also do a decent chunk to Chi-Yu in theory. I'm gonna Volt Switch here. Don't really have a good switch into Dark Pulse. In theory, Roaring Moon is fine, but eh. Okay, well, Will-O-Wisp now that they've seen that I want to... Oh my stars, can I hit a move? Hydro Pump again. And Hydro Pump again. Okay, good, we go into Chi-Yu finally. Gonna switch out here though, back into Rotom. Alright, Rapid Spin time. And now we can click Shadow Ball freely. Alright, well that was slightly aggravating. We missed all our attacks at the beginning. Gonna go Hatterene here. I don't know why they brought in Hatterene of all Pokemon on me. I'm actually gonna switch out as a result. That makes me a little bit nervous. I think... Why would you go Hatterene? Why would you go Hatterene? Are you going to Terra Normal? I mean, if you Terra Normal, that's really good for me. Okay, fine. We're at the bottom of the ladder. This person doesn't know how to play Pokemon. That's fine. Now, I should sack something here. I don't want to sack Great Tusk. It's still really good against the Lycanroc and against the Heracross. I'm going to go into Roaring Moon, I think, is the play here. Now I'm going to Scale Shot up. I think that's Scarf damage. They go Espeon and Espeon dies. And now I should be out speeding Chi-Yu. But they do make a good play and go into Heracross. So I'm going to go into the Great Tusk so that they end up taking some Rocky Helmet. They actually go for Night Slash, which I was not expecting. But I suppose they were thinking I would go into my Dragapult, but that was not the play I was going to make. Because we aren't about to choke away the game like that. And a Rapid Spin here, as they take more damage in the end. And now I can just go into my... well, in theory, I could go in and Scale Shot again, but I don't really think that's a good idea. So I can go into my Chi-Yu here. Or... 295 speed. I wonder if Dragapult kills. I'm gonna find out if Dragapult kills. If it does not kill, that's fine. We can go into the Rotom here. As the Facade. Oh wait, as the Night Slash. Why aren't my turns going down like that? At this point, we'll just sack this. No point saving it. And I can go into my Snowball. And we're going to Terastallize here, and we're going to Superpower. As they were actually Focus Sash all the time. They can't Endeavor me now. And so now I can U-turn here as they Accelerock. And we go back into Snowball. They already Terra-typed or Terastallized, so they can't do that again, and we can just click Superpower here. And they actually burn me there, so they actually end up living. That's really annoying. If they hadn't burned me, that would have been the game. But Fire Blast isn't going to win them the game. I have too many other components in the back. So I'll just do this. And it turns out we even burned. We can still beat them 1v1. Alright. So that's one game I can use as a thumbnail, I suppose. Let's see if we can get another one. Okay. No Chi-Yu Chen-Pao here. They do have a Flamigo, though, which is exciting. I'm going to lead off with Dragapult. I don't know what they want to lead off with here, but we'll outspeed the Iron Moth. Flamigo, I think we should be able to blow up. We can invite in the... well, let's check if we blow up Flamigo. I don't want to be wrong about that. Draco Meteor is the only thing that does do that, but we can go for Draco Meteor. And they are Focus Sash. Focus Sash with Sword Stance, so that was probably not a great play. If I'd known that, I would have just gone for Shadow Ball, because then Slowking couldn't have come out like this. At this point, I think I just want to go into my Rotom. And I'll click the Discharge here. They don't really have anything that wants to switch into this in the first place. Oh, they are an offensive belly drum slow king. Man, you never know what you'll find at the bottom of the ladder. That's not at all what I was expecting, and I bet that was not what you were expecting either. But hey, I'll take it. That's sort of fun at the very least. Also, this is not drought, which means either one, they made a mistake. I'm guessing that's probably what happened, or two, they were white smoke with amnesia and iron defense, which is not a good set. Don't run that set. All right. Now we're facing off against another Torkoal, actually, with the Glamora. So they do have Chi-Yu, though, so I want to save my Terror if I can. I'll go to Great Tusk. Great Tusk leads off pretty well against their entire team. They can always go into their Corviknight, I suppose. I'll Rapid Spin here first. As they go hard Corviknight, which is fair enough. I'm going to throw out my Stealth Rock here, in case they just want to U-turn out. They decide to Brave Bird instead. Now we get to go into Chi-Yu. I think that's fairly safe. And they may Brave Bird again, but more likely they will not. But they do. They could throw off a Lava Plume. You don't really have anything that wants to switch into this except for your own Chi-Yu. I could Dark Pulse, which would probably... Well, actually, no, Lava Plume is just slightly weaker. It's about the same damage. It's not really worth the difference. Dark Pulse would be resisted by Great Tusk, though. We don't want that. And it'll burn this, or kill it, rather. I go Glamora. I can get a burn on that. Probably not Choice Scarf. And that does 41%. This is 80 base power, 80 base power. I'll go for the Dark Pulse now. It sort of shows that I'm heavy duty boots, not choiced, but I don't think that's potentially critical information. Unless the Choice Scarf Great Tusk. Like, what? I'll go Rotom here, just in case they are Choice Scarf Great Tusk. As they go for Rapid Spin. That's fine by me. Just go for Hydro Pump here. Don't have any really good Hydro Pump switch-ins. They could have Spidef Golden Go, I suppose. Spidef Golden Go is not really something you see a lot of, especially not probably at this point on the ladder. But like max HP, some Spidef, some speed, and then recover, Shadow Ball, make it rain. And then I'll sit it on that set. Corviknight comes out and just discharge to kill you. And this defensive Rotom is really nice. Really does a good job of beating a lot of Pokemon. Defensive Rotom used to be like an OU staple back in like Gen 6. And ever since then, it's sort of been falling off as more options come out. Especially after Tapu Koko came out, I feel like. You say, oh, I need an electric type for my team. Why wouldn't I just run with Tapu Koko? I'm going to Volt Switch out here as they turn into a Steel type. And I will resist that. Thank you very much. So that was not a fantastic Terror on my opponent's part, because what does that Terror get you? As they actually end up forfeiting, yeah. So don't do a Terror type like that. Like what did the Steel Terror give you? If you predicted me to go to Chi-Yu, then maybe that would have killed because you Terastallized, but like if I stay in, it's not going to be a good thing. Because you're going to be resisted. Now we're fighting Pikachu, Low Kicks, Kilowattrel. And this looks like an in-game, which of course there's nothing wrong with. It's just sort of funny whenever you see it. I think I'm going to lead off with my Great Tusk. As they go into Armor Rouge, I can just click the Rapid Spin on this first. If they're weak armor, then they're weak armor. I can't really... I guess I could do something about that and not click Rapid Spin and just click Earthquake. Okay, they are going to Terastallize turn 1. Good for them. Let's see, what do we got here? If I go into my Chi-Yu, that's probably the best play here. And I can just click the Lava Plume now. They should go Quagsire here always. That is what it's for. If they go into Quaquaval, they can get burned. If they go Low Kicks, they will die. And they actually get burned on their GU, and they had Aura Sphere, not Focus Blast, so I don't end up dying. That's quite useful. Now, unfortunately, I did need my Great Tusk. I did not expect him to be Energy Ball. Maybe I should have. But I did need it for the low kicks. My Rotom is my only other defensive Pokemon. But fortunately, we are defensive, and this sort of tells you how to play against low kicks and Nimble in Lulu Cup. I'm just going to click Will-O-Wisp. What wants to get burned on your team? The Kilowattrel is the only thing, I think. And you could go Kilowattrel here thinking that you're going to get a Volt Absorb or something. But you'd probably go Clodsire, as I thought. Now, I don't know if this is Unaware or Water Absorb, but I'm not sticking around to find out. I'm going to go into Snowball here. As they click Toxic, fairly predictable. And now at this point, I'm going to click Play Rough, because I need to get back in this game. To go Pikachu. I was not expecting that. I was expecting the Quaquaval. But this is fine. They fake out. That's a bit annoying. Now they seem to go for Play Rough. I don't know if they'd go Quaquaval here. Yeah, just Ice Shard there. That's fine. I lose my Snowball a bit, which is unfortunate. But what are you going to do? I'm going to go back into Rotom here. Always go back into Rotom. And now we click the... Not sure what I want to go with. I'm going to go back into my Snowball here. As they go Clodsire. Yeah, there we go. Making a play here. Trying to get back in this game. The one thing we can't do is we can't afford to let the Quaquaval get a boost. Okay. Go back into Rotom. Actually, I'm going to go Dragapult this time. I just don't want to let my Rotom get too weakened. Need it for low kick still. Good. I'm going to U-turn out here now. As I doubt that they'll stay in. They are Life Orbs, so they are not choice locked. But they may want to go back into their Clodsire because they're a Spadef tank. And I'm probably... I guess they don't know what I am. But I am their worst nightmare, is what I am. I don't know what that was all about. Okay. Probably shouldn't have done that. What am I doing here? What am I doing, man? I don't know. Let's check damage. Clodsire. Clodsire versus Dragapult, 252. 252 Spadef. Careful. How much you take from Draco Meteor? Not enough. How much you take from Roaring Moon? Roaring Moon come out, but Crunch, about the same. If anything, I'll just do that then. We'll click the Crunch. That does a good chunk, yep. As you do. And then I'm actually going to click Scale Shot here just in case they're foolish enough to try to go Quaquaval. But they should just be sacking Clodsire. Then they're going to go low kicks. And then it's at that point that I have to sack something. And I should probably just sack Chi-Yu, if anything, right? So I will do that. Because Chi-Yu doesn't really beat much. As they actually Nasty Plot, which is a crazy play on their part. Okay, now we go Rotom here. I'm gonna click Will-O-Wisp. And now I'm going to click the Discharge. Okay. Discharge again. So my opponent's definitely making plays to get himself back in this game. I'm going to click the Crunch here. Yeah, as they die there. I guess Scale Shot would have been better now that I think back on it. I'm just gonna have to pray that the Dragapult can make it through. Okay, at this point, I have to go for the Scale Shot. And we are loaded dice. 2, 3, 4. Wow! Great. I think they should have gone Kilowattrel there. Thing is, the Quaquaval didn't outspeed me. So I guess they were thinking maybe I was choiced in some way and that they would resist me. That must be what they were thinking. That makes sense. All right. Kilowattrel. You die. I mean, what am I asking? It's a kilowatt drill. They have no defense whatsoever. We're just gonna double check. So I don't want to miss. So I can Terra Ghost here and go for Shadow Ball, and then I can't miss. But what I wanted to know is if Shadow Ball specifically would kill, and it was a roll. So Terra to avoid the roll, and that's the way to win the game. All right, that's I think a long enough video for today. I think this Cetitan definitely works if your opponent brings if they bring a Chiyu or a Chen Pao, it does work. It's a very good lure. We saw even if it gets burned in a 1v1 situation, you will win the 1v1 with superpower. Body press doesn't work. Your defense is pretty bad on Cetitan. And Earthquake is not going to OHKO. But, and it definitely doesn't do too much for the Chen Pao. That's what Play Rough was for. Play Rough is also good stab once you Terra. But I think Cetitan also this set might work on stall. People are always talking about how Chiyu is sort of the cheat code against stall. But if you put this Cetitan set on stall, then you could have something like Wo-Chen with Leech Seed and a Wish Pokemon. And then all of a sudden, like maybe Wish Umbreon or something, right? And then all of a sudden, you'd have recovery for Cetitan. And then Cetitan would be able to live a lot of hits. I think this could definitely work on stall. I just really hate playing against and with stall. So I didn't want to try that. So I just built the rest of this team with some Pokemon I thought would be pretty good. I stole this Roaring Moon set from that one Blunder video that came out recently. But yeah, I was pretty decently surprised that the Cetitan did what it was supposed to do. I definitely got tilted from that one game that I should have won, then I timed out. That still makes me mad. But besides that, it was fine. This team is okay. Anyway, that's it. I'll catch you guys next time.